Hey guys, Nerd1 here, and we're going to go through the French gas masks from 1940s to the 2000s. So, well, not early 40s, I think I just said that. It's more like late 40s to 50s because I don't have $200 around to spend on World War II French gas masks. But coming in, we're going to be talking about the M51, which is a French model of the Belgian M51, which the Belgian version of this was a thing during World War II, but this is the French version, which is post World War II, 1951, hence the name. But this was the French gas mask produced in France and Belgium post World War II through the 1950s. I wonder if there's a date on here that tell you. Yeah, 1958 right there. Little date, you can't quite see it very well because my phone camera is trash, but 58. It does have a Soviet filter on it, so that's the only thing that's like incorrect about this, because when I bought this mask, it didn't come with its original filter from the 1950s. But you know what? It still holds the same cancer-causing substance, asbestos, in the filter. So yeah. But actually, this Russian filter, 1959. So it's not far off. But yeah, this is a very basic gas mask. The straps are really hard to tighten. I'm gonna take the filter off and actually put this on. There's a voice diaphragm, exhale valve. Actually, that might just be an exhale valve. Yep, just an exhale valve, no voice diaphragm. Let me unscrew that. Otherwise not unscrewing. There we go. So it has this little strap so you can hang it around your neck, but once you take off this little guard here, you could see the very fragile piece of rubber that is the exhale valve. Funny thing is, this ain't even the right exhale valve for it. This is a Ukrainian children's gas mask rubber piece for an exhale valve inside of this thing, so it's not the right one, so that's a little bit of a bummer. But another thing that sucked about buying this mask is it didn't come with its bag, so that was a little sad. But you know what? This gas mask for $16 was a steal. But I'll put this on, see how good you could hear me. We're not going to test this one because this one does not seal. Ooh, I haven't warmed it. Yeah, I can't even hear myself. But yeah, the straps are annoying. You have to take these straps and put them here, right? Like that. But yeah, that's this mask. Has a little necklace, like I said. We'll put the filter back on so you could get a reference of how it should have been. But yeah, M51 French gas mask. We'll actually read more about this. So yeah, this was designed actually for French military, even though it looked more like it could be for civilian use. French military was using this mask. Oh, civilians also use these masks too, and the inside of this mask, very, very basic, right? I know I did a video on this a long time ago, but there's the inside for you. It's just, exit valve, the little things that go up to the eyepieces right here. That's where the air comes in, the air intake. They come up under your eyelids and probably shooting asbestos shards straight into your face. There was a later model of this mask in the 1960s, but no difference whatsoever. It's just they painted this, instead of brown, it was green. All this was green, but yeah, this was the mask from the French to the of the 1950s. Now we're gonna go to the 1960s, so give me a second. And for the 1960s, we got the M50 M51 gas mask. So this gas mask is, you know, like I said, basic gas mask, and I don't really have to go over it, but again, because I just did, but so this is M50 gas mask, M51 gas mask, but we'll go to the 70s now. And for the 70s, M51 gas mask, see, right here. It's a fabulous mask, you know, M51. I do hate the straps though. Oh, there's more dates. CBB, I don't, and it says M51. Like I said, you probably can't see that very good, but it says M51 and then made 1958. Oh, but yeah. But yeah. Now we'll go to the 80s, which is the M51. M51. It has glass lens, little aluminum or metal lens protector, face guard. It takes 40 millimeter filter, so I can put this with anything really. That's why the basic Soviet filters fit very well, because it's just 40 millimeter. It is a very common filter size for it, and yeah, 40 millimeter. But M51, right? And as Desert Storm came along in the 90s, the early 90s, the French, you know, the Gulf War and stuff like that. French were in the Gulf War, and I'll actually pull up some pictures of French with their gas masks, their new gas masks for the 90s. And yep, there's the French troops in their little biohazard suit. And let me get the gas mask before I show you the picture. And for the 1990s Gulf War, the M51 gas mask, same filters and everything from World War II era. And as you'd see in this picture right here, there are French soldiers in the Gulf War wearing this exact mask. And a lot of those soldiers, like, the filters were so old from like the 1940s and 50s that they wouldn't even work if there was a chemical attack. And instead they would just sit out there in the hot sun for hours, even days, with just their masks on, and just inhaling asbestos. And a lot of them would later die of cancer in their later years because of the asbestos in the filter. Yeah, but it's just crazy. They were using these from, you know, after World War II, and, you know, in some parts during World War II, because the Belgians, like I said, had this mask, and the French just copied them. Well, not copied, they bought contracts and stuff. I remember I said copied the Polish with the ARFA gas mask, and somebody got really heated in the comments, like they didn't copy it, they bought contracts. So I'll just say bought contracts to make everyone happy. But, you know, the Belgians produced these for the French started producing them, and it's a dual production rate. But it's just crazy. They just wore these in the 90s, from the 40s to the 90s. But going up to the 2000s, the French realized, hey, we can't have our men dying off of mesothelioma and lung cancer and stuff like that, or asbestosis. Plus, we need gas masks, because these weren't like just newly produced models of them that were used, like made in the 90s and stuff like that. No, they were just pulled out of storage from bunkers and stuff from the 1940s. Same filters, don't work at all and stuff. But in the 2000s, I believe 2010, because, you know, 2000s, they were using this mask. But I believe 2010-9, the French actually bought contracts from the Polish, the MP5, the Polish one, and they made their version of it, the French ARFA gas mask, and finally a change. But not much of a change, because they have the same strap system. You could see you can't see the year they were made. But is there? I mean, the filter, the CFF4, the Italian-made one's from 05, but it doesn't say on the mask. It's a little sad, but yeah. So this is a French ARFA gas mask. Inside, it's actually the seal sucks, but this is actually one of my favorite masks that I have. But inside you see there's drinking tube right here, voice diaphragm, exit valve is to the right there, and the intake valve is, you can't see that, but it there's some features that the French M51 gas masks share with this one. For example, the straps are the same, you know, the uncomfortable rubber straps that go on, and then you have to clip these to these little hooks right here. And the filter is the same spot and actually the same kind of like system. You inhale it in these little black pads on the side. The air comes in through there and just goes up into your eyes, and that's a little cap here so you could to drink water and stuff. I have no idea how they drank water while wearing one of these masks, because like I don't even think a straw would be able to go in there. Like, that's such a small hole. Plus, they just fall out and you'll be inhaling chemicals, right? But unlike the glass eyepieces there, I mean, it is pretty nasty. Like, every time I wash this, it just gets that weird, like, yellowy coat over it. It's just gross. But these are like, the videos I was watching, they're called blast proof, and so like they won't shatter if there's any like shock wave and stuff. See, like, they're like a rubbery plastic, like, as you can see, I'm like pushing down on it. So if like the French guy that we're interviewing in this video about it says that, so if there's a flashbang that goes off, the shock won't shatter the glasses, and a lot of modern gas masks actually have these shock-proof eyepieces in here so it doesn't shatter into your eyes. But yeah, and then the filter, you guessed it, 40 millimeters, so I could put this on any 40 millimeter gas mask. Yeah, so in here, oh, that's strange. Yeah, this is said it was, the filter itself, where's the date? Yeah, right here, you can't really see it, but it's 305 was the date it was produced, but then you look inside the filter in there and it says 205, so I don't know. But it's an Italian made filter. It's Italian. It's a weird filter. I believe it's safe to breathe, but you know, a long time ago in the YouTube channel, we did a test, like how to test your if your filters are expired, and I literally opened this up out of the package like not a week before that video was made, and I banged this on the paper and a bunch of charcoal and peat things just fell out. So I probably wouldn't breathe this in unless you really have to. I don't like breathing it in because, you know, I could feel that stuff bouncing off my face and stuff. So I don't breathe it in much because I don't feel like having lung disorders in my later life. But yeah, so that's French gas masks through the ages, and as you can see, it's kind of just funny how they went from, you know, World War I French gas mask, which I don't have one because they're like $200 to get a reproduction, but they're like the weird ones. The best way to describe it looks like a frog. They have just the eyes and then it's just big cloth. And then they moved up during the 1920s, 30s to like it looked like a World War I German gas mask, really. It was in a canister and stuff. And then they went from that to this, and then after a long time with this, they finally moved to this in the 2000s. But yeah, it's just funny, like from World War II to modern day, and there's nothing in between. It's just the same thing. But so that will be the video. I hope you learned a lot in it and know that I mean, it is true that they used these up until they replaced it for this, but I hope you know that don't take any of this seriously. This is all just a joking video, but they did use these from this point to this point. So I'll probably end the video now, and make sure to like and subscribe, turn on notifications so you don't miss another video, and I'll see you guys later. Have a good night.